we'll be putting more people back. We'll put people back into the Alliance invites because you'll always want to be growing the Alliance. So if you didn't do some of these workshops, or you can start doing them with your new people. So in terms of the groups, the things that we track, I would jot down PC. This is every week. This gets cleared. And Mitch, can you bring me the PC schedule? And everyone, and when you mark it, you can also, thanks. And when you mark it, you can rename it, you can reset it, you could delete it, and you can also sort it. And when you sort it, I think it really helps put things in perspective. It's like, so I don't, these people, so anyways. Now the division meeting, this was yesterday, right? So you can sort all sorts of things, and if it freezes, you just refresh it. Now so this was the division meeting, the intro to leadership. So I put in division events. That way, when Greg asks me for numbers, I know exactly, pretty much always, and then leading up to the event, and then the day of, which, you know, it just looks bad when you have extra rows. And so I really don't want to be one of those people, or not enough chairs. So, so I think getting those numbers on time is important. But the mother of all phone jams, the all-day phone jam, we had 2 shifts. Now Alliance members were at both for the ones that were in town, and then so we had 12 set or there phoning on in the morning for our all-day phone jam, and then we had 17 there for the evening. And the team, we booked 184 demos. So I'm not sure. Now this SC2PC, this was after the first leadership. So this was after the second leadership, just to kind of, and one was designed towards names, one was designed toward and the schedule, and then one was really just following up with them to see where they're at. Because there is another sheet where I'm tracking on the Alliance, and that's just on Google. The SC2 leadership, we have SC1. So yeah, SC2, this is the newsletter. In our staff meeting, we go over who we think we can hit the newsletter. And so when we're going after a big sales week, we're going after a 50K week, that's 20 people on the newsletter. So in our staff meeting here in a little bit, we're going to see what, 20, 30 people we can get on the newsletter.
So for every rep that you get the newsletter, it's 2.5 times that is what you'll sell for the week?
Yep. So, and it's pretty close to how accurate it is.
So if I want to have a 20 week, I want to get 10 reps on the newsletter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or 10K week at 4. At 5K week at 2. So it's like that. Yeah. Now the team meeting. So some of these have been cleared since last week. But it's a conversation that we have in terms of like where are we every day, and we want to be 3 days out. So today I'm going to accept it in our staff meeting, but part of me is freaking out because we only have 5 confirmed for the team meeting on Thursday. So our team meeting this week is on Thursday, not Wednesday. But anyways, so, and we're 3 days out, and I'm like, what the heck, but anyways, so that will fill up, rising star. And when you sort it, you can just get an idea. So all these people launched, but, and then some of these people, and for the people that are no's, I just tell my assistant managers I need reasons why they're not going to be there. All right, 3:15. Okay, so essentially, you gotta, and I tell my AMs like this, and if it's no, it means that we need to have like a kit PC or get them back somehow. But if it's a no, I need a reason why. Not filled out is not cool. So, but again, so I feel bad showing you all this stuff, but because it's
Darin, can you tell me what? So can you mark somebody right now? Like take Antonio Rojas, and you know, can you just like mark in the box how you do this? I know it seems rudimentary.
Yep. So you click. So he wasn't invited to that. He's out of town, right? So, and like a lot of these people
so wait, you know
just
that
need to be.
Antonio's out of town?
Yeah, and so
How do you know
he
that?
should be in this group. Just from our last conversation. So he should be in this group.
Are you saying from PDI, you know that?
Yeah.
So you just know that from PDI.
Yeah. And then yeah. So
is
now
that something you mark? And I'm not asking the loaded question. So when you're talking to Antonio, go down to there. Okay, so now you're on the regular web PDI, right? And pretend you're on the phone with Antonio. What do? You open his record, and you know, I'll
maybe
myself.
it's on my.
No, that's great. I actually put it usually.
Let's go up to someone.
Yeah.
Let's go to so as of 6:25. Let me show you another thing that, in terms of tracking, this is where we've been at for most of the, and it's essentially just the alliance, but we're tracking like this notes, so it might be on that. It may have been, but all this stuff should be in there.
Okay. Because if you can't,
I'm looking for. Yeah, as I'm pulling up, so they may have cleared some. I don't know what's going on, but it's essentially we put in. This is where they can all. So, like someone put this one in. So, and alliance people are also written down in my notebook. All right, but essentially with the attendance tab, we're going through this every week. So, you know, everyone was essentially accounted for. SLDM, this is a advanced training 1 on WebPDI to me means, do they know the secret weapon? Advanced training 2 is, do they know how to call Rex? Once we teach them, then it's why. So all these people, we had advanced training today. So CJ was there, Miguel was there, and at advanced training we set up PCs, so they're better at marking some of these. But the SLDM for earlier in the summer, it's like, here are all the people that made it to the SLDM.
So SLDM.
The kit list are people that we didn't really get to SLDM, and I never changed these. And the people that aren't here are the people that didn't make it to SLDM.
Yeah.
That's kind of, you know, that actually just kind of hit me. Anyways, so Rising Star, but yeah, does anyone have any questions in terms of how you fill this out? All right,
Darin, so real quick,
it's just like,
hey, yeah, how does the conversation go with that? I would imagine it's not just like in the morning, PDI would be like, are you going to be at this? Okay, are you going to be at this? Are you going to be at this? Are you going to be at this? How do you fill it out throughout the week?
Yeah, so well, with PDI, it's every rep every day, and so it's your demos for the next 3 days and events for the next 3 days.
You PDI every rep every day?
Yeah.
And then you confirm those for the next 3 days.
Yeah. So it's like you can see here, this is all these people we talked to today.
So done means you've talked to them minimum once or twice.
Yep. TT1 means that Dimitri should have called us back. So I got to follow up with Mitch. Now, so Antonio was just kind of a bad example. That Faith, you know, we have her schedule. She goes theater 5 to 9 Monday. Oh, darn it. No money demo time. But anyway, she's 175 names and numbers. Now this is a team member, not a pusher.
Right. But
So,
you know that because
anyways,
you've with them and you've brought them on your alliance, or you haven't.
Yeah. So like, yeah, you put in this. So we have SC1, and maybe they just go down, and that way we can see. So she leaves the 16th for Mexico, gets back August 14th, and so she was at 8,400, and I was like, hey, let's get you to 10 before you go to Mexico, and then she freaking hit it on her next demo. And I'm like, you know, but we're trying to get her to bonus land before, and so ideally some of those conversations get put in here. But then up here, I guess we have 80 demos now, 52, 33,
nice.
And we have more of these for the Alliance.
Yeah, for Friday you don't have
so
because you're 3 days in advance.
Yeah, now in terms of how we fill out the events when we do it in their PCs, you just pull this up, type stuff out, and then I'm just clicking as they're filling out their schedule, which ones will they be at, which ones will they not be at.
So you can confirm them in 2 ways. One, at the bottom of their PDI record down there, once you've created the PDI attendance event, right down there in the bottom of their record, or you can confirm it on the other tab, which you have open as well. You guys see at the top of his what is this, Google Chrome or something? You can see the tab for WebPDI sheet, and you can see at the top right, you can see the WebPDI attendance tracker. As soon as you click on attendance at the top of WebPDI, it automatically opens a new tab with the attendance tracker. So it just switched him over. So he has 2 trackers open right now. Okay, but that's fine. You close one.
Yep. Now I just close it.
And then you sorted
now,
it.
Yeah. So this is just kind of, so PDI, it's so important. Every rep, every day. If you don't hear from them, they probably quit. So, or they're thinking about it. Now, also, there are people when they don't PDI, like this guy, we're probably just going to let go. He's just a way, you know. So it's like if they're constantly a pain, let's
say you're going to let him go. Where do you put him right now? You double click on him. You can put him back if you want.
Oh, yeah. So
you're going to double click his name, right?
Yeah. And so if we would put him, and we would go down to C2 kit list.
So
now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. So if he's not this is his fast start, right? So it's like someone that kind of, so we're going to try and keep working with him until the team meeting. And if he's not there, then, but if we did, let's find someone else who I think should be.
Someone's literally getting the axe while we're watching.
Yeah. So, and I would hit kit list, and now he is
in the kit list
down here.
Yep.
And so these are people that I'm assuming are getting a text to me to get this back. So, and then once they turn the kit in or buy it, then we just put them in inactive or
remove.
I keep a thing for reps for orders for pushes.
So you keep
So we got to organize
the message like, hey, we're in a big push. Can you get some orders?
Yeah.
Darin, do you have an automatic list, like text or something that sends out from WebPDI to the kit people?
I know you can set it up. So this video tab has all the videos that you could possibly have any questions on.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, but you don't. You send a text out from your own phone or something?
Yeah. No. I'll have Mitch or Maddie send a text to a certain group. So like here, you can when you're on the PDI sheet, you can hit send text. You know, so you could do that. You can, and then you just type it out. So like this was 2 days ago. Hey guys, nice job today. Meet at the office at 8 tomorrow. Dress professional. Names, numbers, manual, blue book, notes, 2 pens, and a lunch. Get some sleep. As to the Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what time it was because it won't let me scroll down.
That was after the phones in.
Yeah. So let's. This is something that is a little. I just like things where I can get all the info right away. All right. So this is essentially every person on our team or alliance. I really look at the alliance, but how many names and numbers, and we've been tracking this since SC1. And this ideally is their updated names and numbers. I just told Mitch to add a different column. But yeah, so this is how many days they have for the push, how many names and numbers that they have. It's not, so contract just means how many alliance members, target is who we're talking to, thinking about is too cool for school. Average order size, what we used when we were breaking down their goals. Their goal, what we think will get them to, how many orders that would be, and if they were at the leadership. And I can see the sum up here. So we had 11 at the first one. We had 17 at the second one. Notes, right? So this was Andy's yo-yo competition. You know, so this would be a PC for last week. And then just how many they booked on Sunday. And now we're right after this call, we're meeting again to go over how many names and numbers they now have. So Abby, she has like 20, she booked 16 and a few more. I think she had 23 booked up before the push. So where did that go? So I know she's at least down to 227. And then whoever said no, right? It's a bigger deal for someone like Mickey, who we just added to the alliance. We're like, okay, we gotta get him. Pete would be another one. So now he's at 100. I know.
So it's 328 right now, and I don't want to mess up your timing. So what you're doing is you're tracking information on a Google Doc of your own that you're sharing with your AMs, and then you're also using WebPDI. Whether or not you do what's the value, if you don't mind me asking, what's the value you have in this document right here? It's just extra things that's not on WebPDI, huh?
Right. So it's just a bigger picture of where we're at in terms of names and numbers, like, and then
and what you're projecting for them for the summer, for the push.
Yeah.
And quiet baller. So Aaron's a quiet baller. So this is like what I love about you stuff.
This is Mitch's notes.
His notes. Okay, that's great.
Yeah, hopefully there are no swear words.
So it looks like
but this Aaron got.
Yeah, it looks like you have at least 3 tabs open when you're talking about each. When you're talking about each, rep, or when you're talking about PDI and working with reps, you've got your attendance, you've got your WebPDI sheet, and you've got your special, tracker that you're using for the Google Doc with your AMs. It's more big picture, like summer stuff. And the point is, you're working, and then you're scheduling PCs, right?
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out how to end this video thing.
Oh,
because I can show you my PC schedule.
So you got to unshare, go to the top. There's like a red and yellow thing at the top.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, you got and then you can show something else if you want, Darin.
Can you see me now?
We can see you. Ooh, where can we see you? Where'd you go? There you are. We can see you, but we can't see anything else you're sharing.
Yeah, so essentially with the PC schedule, that PC column I feel like is one of the most important every week. So we just get a weekly activity schedule and write down when our interviews are, when our training is, and then it's just PC. I'll just hold it up. And we just put stars when we can fit PCs in. Now, last week, I wish I had the one last week because it was just so many PCs. And I think what I learned is it's okay to utilize groups and do group PCs with reps of similar, where similar abilities, where they're at similar.
Especially if you're if you have either a one-man band, you don't have all the time in the world, or you can't stay at the office for 42 hours a day.
Yeah, so my general rules is every PDI, every rep every day, PC, every rep every week, and attendance to events. If they're not at one event, they're probably done.
If they're not,
and you just have to look at it.
Like a team meeting, advanced training, they're just okay.
And you have to, it's like do or die. You just have to view it that way. And then in terms of the PCs, like what we're talking about now that the push has started, hey, where are you at with names and numbers? All right, let's build that back up to 200, 100, or whatever they're at. Team members, I want at 100. Alliance members, I want at 200. If they're over 200, then I'm talking to them about, hey, who's your top 50, top 200? And just making sure that we're mapping out their schedule. Everyone is a little bit different. Some people were putting in jobs, but once they have their goal, it's what we're talking to them now about is like, hey, you can't think about the CPO, and you got to almost release yourself from that. Now it's just focus on the demo. So is that?
Yeah, that's great. I'm going to show one thing, if you don't mind here, and I know you got to get going here, Darin. I'm going to show you.
It sounds like Mitch is going to PC, so I can stay on for a few minutes if people have questions. But
okay, great. I'm going to go ahead and show my desktop. All right, so I think you guys can see this here report. You guys see a report open on the screen? Right, yeah. Scrolling through it. Okay, so here's right now the rep productivity report for the region. You can see Lakeshore Division, one of the highest productivity divisions in the region, 3,093. It helps to have a division manager who's got 4,200 PPR and a number one branch in the company, 4,100 PPR. Okay. And then our division productivity, we have one office over 2,000 who's only launched 7 people, and they're at 2,000 productivity. And then Charlie and Emily right now are leading the way. Zach, you're up there at 14. So that's where we were at, right? And then if you look at Mr. What's your name again? Birthday boy? Yeah, Darin. Okay. He's at 2,600. So his office productivity is 2 times, more than 2 times, 2.5 times our division productivity. 2,600. He's launched 37 reps. They've done 99 grand, just those reps. There's other new business in his office, of course. In his division, number one is in his division. The next closest is someone who's launched 7 reps, just like what we have there with Morgan, and his own district manager, E-Train, has launched only 13. It's 2,400. So Darin's got the highest productivity in his entire 30 office division, and it's rival. The region record. The region right now is at 1,500. So our division's below average in the region, and Darin is 66% higher than the region in his office. And, Darin, you've launched 37 reps. There's one office, maybe. There's 2 offices in the division that have, no, 3. 3 of us have launched more reps than Darin. So, Darin, is there any questions for Darin with regards to PDI, productivity? What were some, if you have additional questions to something he showed to clarify anything, and or something that you might struggle with or whatever? What I take from, and I'm waiting for someone to ask a question. What I take from this, and I asked a few loaded questions on purpose, and I've had a couple of you have a conversation with me saying that you're just not doing your job on PDI. And you're not either talking to your reps every day, or maybe the conversation isn't maybe as focused as it could be, right? And right now he was talking about, calling all reps every day, PC reps every week, and only 3 offices have launched more reps than Darin. So I think everyone has the time, right? PC reps every week. And get them to events, which means you have to have the events. If you notice, he had Rising Star, so Saturday meeting. I don't know if you have key staff. I didn't see key staff. Am I on that, or did I forget? Is key staff on your?
Yeah, it may have been switched to the Sunday phone jam.
Right, that makes sense with the push. It might be with the push, but for me, year round, it's key staff every single week. And then, team meeting. Notice he had a Thursday night phone jam. He had Saturday Rising Star, which is essentially 4 phone jams a week, along with 4 meeting. At least three of them are functions that are meetings: key staff, team meeting, Rising Star. And then he has divisional events, SLDM, and there's attention paid to this stuff, right? And if you're not paying attention, and if you're not talking to your reps, even if you are talking to them, but you're not paying attention to attendance, it's hard to get them there. I loved what Darin said. Every event you get them to is an order. So if they come to Monday key staff, they come to team meeting, a Thursday night phone jam, and a Saturday phone jam, or Saturday Rising Star, they're going to have 4 orders. And Darin said 4 orders, they're on the newsletter, right? That's easy peasy, right? And then for every rep you get on the newsletter, you can expect to have 2.5 times that in sales per 1,000. In other words, like Emily was, Emily, if you're thinking about how to have a 50K week, you just went from 25 grand during a 4th of July, by the way. Nice job, Emily. Top, whatever it was, number 7 or 10 in the company in new biz. So great job, Emily. And, if Emily wanted to have a 50K week, it's 20 reps on the newsletter, isn't it, Darin?
Yep.
I don't know. Is there a number you're talking about this week in your office, Darin?
No, to be honest. It's
well, happy birthday.
We've been, no, we're just going after our biggest push.
What's the push goal? What's the push goal?
The office goal is 150.
Okay, so 150. That's your biggest push ever.
Our biggest push is 125,
and you launched 37 reps.
And so our biggest push was 125. We had, I think, 5 rock winners, and and it was large part of them were on our alliance.
Yeah, 5 rock winners is the old rock were 10K. So if that's 50K, well, probably 60 or 70K with 5 rock winners. I say that because they don't sell 10,000 even; they sell 12 or 11 or whatever, right? So that's 60, 70,000. And then you did 125 was your biggest. So in other words, if you have an alliance of 2 people and you can get them to, 5-digit sales report, and the rest of his team did less than half of that, you did 70, and then the rest of the team did 50. Right? We'll say the alliance did, 60 or 70, and the rest of your team did the other, 50 or 60,000, right? So that's, 2 or 3 alliance members. You could really work hard with those guys and get them to 40 or 50 demos. Is that what you're talking about with your alliance members? 40 to 50 demos?
If their goal is 15,000, it's 60 demos. Probably scheduling 75. And it's just like focus on the process. I know your goal is 15, but don't worry about that. Just focus on the demos. That's how many you got for tomorrow.
What do you get them to do? What do you do to get them to try and sell?
Yeah, so I think planting seeds, vision painting. Seabass called me last night, frustrated. Like, how do you get them to sell more than what they want? And I can't think of any time that I've really had a rep sell more than what they want. But what I told him is that it's our job to throw things out there. They're not going to think of going for a 50K push if you don't talk about it. They're not going to think about hitting K Club 10 weeks in a row if you don't talk about it. They're not going to talk of, and there are some people that come in that say, all right, my goal is 6,000. I'm like, all right, you're going to win a rock, but let's get you to 6,000 as fast as you can. And then I just tell them, I would feel like a bad manager if I didn't tell you that I actually think you have what it takes to win a rock. All right. But by the way, I was just like you. My goal was 6,000. I can see you doing more, but let's get you to 6 as fast as we can. Something like that.
Okay.
Darin, how long do you usually PC with each of your reps every morning? Like, how long does it usually take for each of your reps?
Yeah, this is a
PDI. Sorry, PDI.
PDI.
Oh, yeah. 3 minutes max. Every rep got to get done in 3 minutes. If they realize they don't like talking to you. So, and I've heard
problems.
What?
Maybe you have problems. I'm just kidding. What do you mean by they don't like talking to you?
It's at 8 in the morning. Half of them are sleeping.
Okay.
Be quick, get it done. And also when you're talking about PDI at the team meeting, I role play it in front of the team meeting. At the team meeting, it's like a 5-minute message every time where I scare the new people, but also connect with some of the old people. And I'm just like, guys, if you literally can't do this. Hey, Darin. Yeah, I got 2 today. Yeah. And I'm acting out like that. I'm like, and I'll just say, if you can't do that, I don't want to work with you. And by the way, Mitch, some of you should be thanking Mitch because Mitch is bending over backwards for you. And for those of you that aren't PDIing, you know who you are. Just know that, and for those of you that do PDI, I'm not talking to you. You guys are great. But for those of you that don't, just know I have straight up told Mitch, get your kit. And I'll look at someone. And I'll say, I have told Mitch, get your kit. And Mitch is really bending over backwards saying, no, they're going to. So for those of you that don't, just know, like, it will change. Or I'm basically putting the fear of God into them. Is my outcome with PDI.
So great.
And so, yeah.
So what percent of your reps call in then? Is it above or below 50?
98.
Oh, it is 98.
98%.
I'm just making sure.
Can you kind of go
Yeah,
over?
and then there are some days where it stinks.
Mm-hmm.
Usually Thursday mornings are are a little bit rougher.
Baby, team night out, except for this week. So Wednesday
Yep.
night's a little late night. So Thursday they're dragging. How many? Let me ask.
Yep, but we get their PDI at the team meeting for the rest of the week after their phoning.
Okay.
So that way Thursday it's not like crap. Where are we?
Is that like running around with your laptop and doing it on like your laptop with the WebPDI?
No, we just have them write it down on a sheet of paper, turn it in before they leave.
Okay. And then
go
ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh man, I just lost my train of thought. So Liz had a question.
Can you go over like super briefly kind of the main points of your PDI, like how you talk to them? So it sounds like, so you're not like concentrating on the numbers, but you're like focusing on them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'll just I'll role play this. Emily, can you unmute yourself? So if Emily called in, because most of my reps call in. When people tell me they don't call in, it's probably how you're talking about it in training and at team meetings. If you're not talking about it, it makes sense. But in training, I talk about PDI. I talk about page 39 in the manual for 20 minutes in training. And I'm talking 10 minutes at least on PDI. And at the team meeting, I talk for 5 minutes on that. And I'm just saying, if you're not at this thing, so it's more than just a one single line. All right. But then at the team meeting, I just kind of role play that in front of you. So most of my reps do call in. So Emily, if you were calling me, you can give me a call and I'll just show you what it would sound like, I guess.
Ring, ring.
Hey, this is Darin. How's it going?
Hey, going good. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. Just calling in for PDI.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Awesome. So let me just pull up your report here. So how many, I gotta be kind of quick. How many demos do you have for today?
I've got 3 demos.
3?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And how many are you shooting for?
I'm shooting for 5.
5? Okay, we'll get you on the phone right after this. How many you got for tomorrow? Oh, real quick. Now, by the way, I have the PC schedule in front of me. You said that you're good to go for, what is I wonder if this was what someone wrote about me. So that's funny.
I love, they do that on mine too, by the way. I still have stuff that typed about me on my WebPDI.
Sorry. All right. Let me. All right. Bad example. All right. So now, by the way, you have your PC set up for today at 1 o'clock. It looks like, right? You got that on your schedule?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Cool. And then, sorry, I got sidetracked. How many you got for tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I've got 1.
Great. How many you shooting for?
Shooting for 4.
Great. So we'll get you on the phone after this. And then how many on Thursday do you have?
Shoot, I've got 0 set. And I'm shooting for 3.
All right, no worries. And you're still shooting for 3?
Mm-hmm.
All right, great. Now, just as a reminder, we have you set for the PC. And then in terms of the team meeting coming up, so this week it's from 6 to 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that in your schedule?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, great. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and now that's also the Thursday phone game. Now, do you have any questions?
Wait. It's Thursday night this week?
Yeah, the team meeting is Thursday. And we're going a little bit later just because of SC2, but yeah, that in your schedule?
I've got something on Thursday night. With
all right, what time is that?
It's just with my family. We've just got a party that night at 6 o'clock. It's a birthday party for my sister.
Okay. Well, hey, let's talk about it in your PC today
Okay.
at 1 o'clock. So,
Okay.
but maybe that's something that you can get out of a little bit early or something. So let's talk about it later.
Okay, sounds good.
And I will talk about that in the PC. Now, that's essentially how it goes. Now, if that was something that she had said, we would actually know about the team meeting ahead of time, because it's marked. Yeah. So
3 days in
and then
advance.
also yeah. So was that helpful?
Now, if you're not,
Yeah, that was awesome.
let's say maybe it's a silly question, but what if you're not PCing that girl today? What do you do about that? You would have known in advance. Obviously, a sister's birthday. So how do you handle a sister's birthday in most situations? We'll call it.
Yeah, I talk about it in training. Especially if they're literally my team meeting stump speech for, I get to page 39. I'm like, hey, these are the team meetings. Hey guys, we have 2 team meetings a week that you are expected at. They are mandatory for your success. All right, what they are is, and I'll talk a little bit about it. Now, by the way, they are very, very good. It's not like they stink. The top reps are giving messages at these. You will get value out of these. All right. The team meetings, we only have 2 of them. Now, I don't care if you have family dinner at every day of the week at 6 o'clock. You're going to go home and tell mom, hey mom, I can make dinner every day of the week except for Wednesdays. We have our team meeting. All right. I don't care if your aunt is coming in from out of town, or if your dog literally gets out 30 minutes ahead of time before the meeting. You're going to let that dog go, and you're going to be at the team meeting. All right. I'm not messing around. You're expected at the team meeting. Like I said, they're mandatory for your success. Now, by the way, if you can't make it, then I need at least a week in advance. All right. Some of you are thinking, wow, Darin sounds like a jerk. No, I'm not. You're a jerk for putting me in that situation, because that's the least favorite part of my job. And when you tell me the day of or 2 days before, it's like, I'm just telling you, you're a jerk, because I'm telling you right now, that's not how we do things. All right. So yeah, you're expected at the team meeting. And then also right after that, we have team night out. So team night out is at 9:30. Your first 2 are mandatory. I'm gonna make you hang out with us. But that way you can meet people on the team. And I try and sound nice at the end of that. But that way in the PC, I know if they have and by the way, right after that, after training, I'll have someone say, hey, Darin, I can't make the team meeting on Thursday. I say, oh, don't worry about it. Right? But you can make the Saturday one, right? Great. And if they can't make, it's usually my team meetings are on Wednesday. If for some reason they can't be there on Wednesday, or if I don't want them there on Wednesday, I'll say, hey, be there on Thursday at the phone jam. Or there is a makeup.
They're still going to get demos if they call on Thursday.
Yep.
But you're ensuring that they do call on Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if they can't make the Saturday team meeting, they're coming in on Sunday night.
Gotcha.
If they can't make advanced training Monday morning, they're coming in on Tuesday morning to make up. We're not losing them.
What would you mean you wouldn't want them there on Wednesday night?
This is one rep a summer type deal where they're just negative. I've had reps sell 20,000 that I literally didn't let at the office. Talk to Phil about it, because it happens so rarely. And usually it's just like, yeah, it doesn't happen a lot. But
great. Darin, I need 5 minutes with everybody here for some push period and stuff and divisional stuff. We could go on forever, and everyone would be, sucking from the fire hose of awesomeness. And when I say fire, I mean fire. Ginger, right there. I mean, amazing. You're a day older, a year older, and you look beautiful. And you're getting married November 9th, 2019. So fired up. And thank you so much, Darin, for being a great leader in our region. It's inspiring. And man, I got to have you on our whole division. You should be our division manager. So that's great stuff. When it comes to PPR, there's no one better in the region because he's got a system down. And I just really appreciate you sharing the time, Darin. You got a staff meeting to get to, and I appreciate you helping us out. So we'll let you go. Have a wonderful birthday. Get that birthday suit, man. Get in that birthday suit. And, you're awesome. Okay.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Have a good one.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Night.
Okay. All right, guys. Real quick. I want to just cover something here. Emily and I were talking, and this is gonna pigtail or dovetail or I don't know, dogtail. Yeah, I don't know. Some ponytail. What Mike has said many occasion. So the offices that participated the most heavily in the all-day phone jam, okay, what they did, cállate, por favor. Okay, so gracias. Te amo y tú me amas. Okay, all right. So listen, what I want to say is the all-day phone jam happened, and the offices that did the best in those phone jams are the offices that have a ton of demos. I'm going to show you this real quick on the region Google Doc. Okay, so are you? Oh, you do? Hey, okay. Aaron Love.
Hey, have a good rest of the summer. Have
Aaron
a good
Love,
SC2, people.
Aaron Love,
good
everybody.
SC2.
Yes. Okay. All right. You sure? Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Love you, man. We'll talk to you. Okay. So listen up. You guys, you saw the Google Doc. I already said who had what demos. So I'll go back to sharing what I was sharing. And that is the all-day phone jam schedule. So what we did is we did the Saturday night phone jam. And then, we did the 5 hours or 6 hours or whatever yesterday, right? You guys see this, okay? Oh, whoop. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. So you did this, all right? And we had, some of you didn't really crush it. So stay with me here, Emily. I need your attention if I can get it, because you're going to back me up here in a second. And some of you didn't do a good phone jam on Monday. And now your demo schedule is not a mucho or not enough or whatever you want to call it. And you could have more. So Mike's heavy hand has said to the region, you got to do 3 all-day phone jams. Now, we have an interesting predicament in that a lot of us don't do the Sunday phone jams, okay? So what we've built in is putting in the father of all phone jams right here. This is in your reps' hands. You've given them this schedule, right? And what Emily and I are thinking is actually going to this schedule. So the schedule we have right here, right? That schedule, if you guys can see on the left-hand side, the Saturday to Monday schedule is going ahead and doing the exact same thing for week 2. And that means having this phone jam right here, cutting out these, few demos here, right? And maybe go until 3 o'clock. And essentially making that an all-day, quote, all-day phone jam, right? I'll even show you this on, like that, right? And then we'll bring it to let's say we lose 3 demos there, right? And we can move all this stuff. In fact, that's what we would do, okay? And essentially make it happen like this. Okay, and I would probably just move these 1 down. All right. So, what the reason why is that starting the week off with a really strong phone jam like that will let the Monday night demos count, and there'll be better scheduling demos for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on a Monday than trying to schedule them on the previous Saturday. It also makes Friday, you can still do the Saturday night phone jam, right? You can still do the Saturday night phone jam. And again, this is going to be something that's going to have to, you're going to publicize with your reps, okay? And I'm going to move these demos down a notch and essentially reprint the all-day schedule, okay? And that's what it would look like. You'd have a big fat Friday, a medium Saturday, and you know what? Tell them to go have fun on Saturday and then come to the phone jam and then do your money demos, or tell them to do these 3 demos on Saturday, come to the phone jam, and then do whatever the heck they want on Saturday night, or do both sets of demos. They could do morning and evening demos, but come to that phone jam. You're out of the office by 5:30 on Saturday, and you can go get a suntan in the day if you want, or run your interviews, obviously. Okay? And then at least run one interview. And then what you have is that Monday morning, you'll probably get more demos on Monday night because of the Saturday phone jam this Saturday than you would because of a Friday phone jam right here. Okay, we'll be done in a couple minutes here. Okay, but instead of doing the Friday phone jam, you're doing a Friday, they're doing more demos. And then Saturday, and again, you have Thursday night phone jam. This is a super important phone jam. Like he said, 6 to 10:30. Right? You guys catch that? 6 to 10:30 is his team meeting this week. Okay. And whether you call it 6 to 10:30, we're 6 to 9:30, and then we're doing team night out after, right? 6 to 9:30, and then team night out after. But either way, I'm sorry I'm boring you, Emily. Anyway, so Friday night, not doing the phone jam, and then Saturday, you do a phone jam, and then you have a Monday phone jam. They're going to book more demos and have more demos done on Monday night as well as Tuesday. All right. I think that's I don't say I think. I actually pretty much know that's what what we're going to do. Okay, Emily, is there anything you want to add to that with what we talked about?
No, my only thought was making the demo slot, doing the blue with the demo on top of it for the first one on Monday night, just to make it so that it's possible, hey, you don't one unless you have.
Yeah, sure.
And you don't have to do the whole night, but at least the first demo slot or something like that. I'm just thinking the first 2, so they have 3 guaranteed Monday night, but they stay longer. Yeah, just like that.
Right there. Okay. Yeah, I like that. That's a great idea. If they finish at 3, they go to a 3:30 demo of 5, and they do those demos if they book Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Do one more blue right below the demo.
Like this?
Yeah, just like that. Perfect.
I can dig it. And, again, Mike has said, and he's, until further notice, he's broken all records in all history of vector marketing, okay, in push period dominance. And I'll tell you right now, if you want to have a big sales week, the last week of the push, make it look like that. Make it look like Tuesday, Wednesday, and then they go to SC2, and all the spillover demos happen over here. But, you'll have a fat Tuesday and a fat Wednesday, and they're finishing the push strong instead of limping out of the push. Limping out of the push freaking sucks, right?
With this being said, I will say this, though. I just realized the last several SC2 pushes that, near the end, it's just they're not getting as many demos set, and you're getting to 3s and 4s every day again, which is a normal week. And I think it's just because they're not doing the max schedule. So I thought that would be a good idea. But the other aspect of this is what I was just thinking about today is that now I need to follow up, just like Darin was saying on the call. We all need to follow up with our people and find out how many numbers they have currently to see if anyone else needs more help. Once again, rebuilding and how to help them focus on referrals now and keep pushing forward. So they have another 150, 200 people to call at Monday's phone jam again. Or
so following up all week, like Darin mentioned. Okay. I love it. I really do. That's great. And by the way, these 2 meetings, I'm going to be sending you PowerPoints, the Monday meetings. And by the end of the evening, you'll have Thursday's team meeting. Okay, by the end of this evening, you'll have Thursday's team meeting with a PowerPoint and all the stuff you're going to want to do. And you have a couple of Alliance members share their thoughts on how to have their biggest week ever, because by Thursday night, they're probably at their biggest week ever. Okay, I know we're over on time. But by Thursday night, they're probably at their biggest week ever, other than their first weekend or their fast start. And so you'll see when you get the team meeting agenda tonight, there's a PowerPoint and there's how to have your biggest week ever. And it's and then there's 10 minutes or 20 minutes in the team meeting where they're here's how to kill it on recommendations. Here's how to kill it here.